What's going on, everyone? So, I should, since it's Happy Easter, since it's Easter, I'm gonna explain something. That's also probably why it's so easy to fuck with everyone. Because I know that a lot of the people are Mormon, and like Mormons are Masons and all that bullshit. I'm gonna get to it. It makes sense now that like I was probably dealing with Puff Daddy. Probably had some kind of control over Tiffany's accounts, and/or ew, I was even talking to Puff Daddy. What a creepo. But ew, Puff Daddy, is that why you always wanted to see pictures of me? Ew, you creepo weirdo. I'm telling you, all these people are weird. That's why you have disgusting spells, to keep them away from you. It's easier to put up the front of being a weirdo to keep people away from you. That way, if anyone gets past that and you didn't invite them in, you know they're a weirdo. God, you should read the Skeeve books, the Myth Inc. books. Okay. I will do this for everyone's benefit. Like if I would have known that she was in a satanic cult, I would have been yelling she's in the satanic Hollywood cult, not she's a Mason or whatever the fuck, right? But that's like the gateway, kind of how like Dragon Ball Z is the gateway anime and all that bullshit. All right, so like whoever that dude is who was like, look again. You can do basically whatever you want to do as long as you're gentle first, like with like anyone, like the bio females, the trans females, all of them, as long as you're like gentle first, and then you can get rough. You can't be rough first. That's how everyone gets mad at you. Whoever that dude is who was like fired from the set or whatever the fuck. Okay, first off, everyone copies me on these grifters because I'm actually able to do my own shit. They're all in little clubs to do their shit. But the dude who was yelling at Sandy Patterson and all that bullshit, he got demonetized because he copied me too much. And then everyone found out I'm not a grifter and that I actually have some connections. I don't like to go into it. So they were like, oh, well, we got to do him a solid because everyone's copying him and then saying he's not one of us. So that's why we can get away with it. Well, he's technically not one of us, but he knows a lot more than we do. And he knows a lot of people. He's a fixer, so we'll just hold you accountable to the same rules he's accountable to. That's why you're demonetized. Look, all these people are Mormon. Let me explain something to you, okay? All religion is a form of control because we live on human farms, allegedly. And Mormons were government and religion for a while. So the biggest, and this is also why if you read like the Doctrine and Covenants and shit like that, they get mad. Like basically standard Mormon shit is to only focus on the Bible and the Book of Mormon more than the Bible. Okay. I'm assuming this is why when I met the leaders of the church, like Gordon, and I can't remember all of them, I never liked Monson. When he was the head of the church, that's basically when I checked out because I could tell he was evil. But it makes sense if there's like dichotomies and whatnot. Anyways, so the Mucinix is working. So basically the reason why the majority of Mormons are like he can't be Mormon, he's not one of us. There was a split in Mormonism when Joseph Smith died. And they don't go into this. That's why you have to go to Institute for 12 years and listen in on everything and get invited to the special thing. You don't understand that there's a thing in the Mormons called Adamantiamin. They use that to control you also, because here's another secret of the church. Adamantiamin already happened. You want to know another one? It's happened 3 times. It happens whenever they want it to happen. That way they can control you more. Adamantiamin is supposed to be like, oh, if you live all the covenants and keep all the keys, then you get summoned to some secret meeting where everyone who's ever been resurrected comes and meets you, and they shake your hand, a special handshake, and they give you the keys. The secret is that really can't happen, so they just say it does to get you to do shit. Oh, you missed the last one. If you do all these secret things for me, I'll get you to come to the next one. Well, now you're doing all those secret things. The secret is that doesn't exist, and you can do it to someone else now. It's a snipe hunt. It's all a snipe hunt. I figured that out back when they tried to get me to hunt snipes when I was in Cub Scouts. So, FYI, that's how advanced for my age I am, if you want to call it that. Anyways. I swear, the Mucinex, I'll cop out some shit, and then I'll just randomly be breathing, and I feel like things are opening up now that were clogged. It has nothing to do with smoking. I really think the smoking helped. Anyways, so I just remember when I met, and we weren't like best friends. I met him like very briefly when he was visiting the DC temple. when I met Gordon B. Hinckley and like the 70s and all that bullshit, and I shook their hands a special handshake way and all that bullshit. And then they gave me a wink, like, again, like I have some injuries, but they gave me a wink like you should be doing that. You'd be surprised how many other people know that. And I'll be like, okay, well, cool. But they didn't tell me that. They just gave me a wink. Anyways, they told me specifically to read not just the Book of Mormon, read the Doctrine and Covenants and all that bullshit. And I did. And that's when I started questioning it. And I was like, hey, Bishop, you told me to only read the Doctrine. I finished the Book of Mormon. Like, no one reads the whole Book of Mormon. Look, they were going to charge me as an adult. My cousins and older brothers, always pin everything on me. So I was getting charged as an adult. Like, I'm sure right now they're blaming shit on me. One time I got into we got over it, but I got into an actual fist fight with one of my brothers. And I was like, the lights were off, and I was like gathering shit to leave, and it was in my apartment in my name, and my brother walks in, didn't see me there, was talking to my dad, and they're like, he's like pinning more shit on me I didn't even do, and I literally heard it all, and I was like, hey, you know I'm right here, right? And he was like, I gotta call you back, and like everyone got mad at me for like figuring out they were putting shit on me that I didn't even do. Anyways, so that is what it is, right? So I'm used to it, is what I'm saying. So when I was on probation, basically, Coach Jones was like, if I hear that you're getting in any kind of trouble, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. He made me spar with Willie Taylor, and Willie the Heat Taylor, another African-American dude. Willie could fucking fight. Willie didn't hold back either. Like, Willie made people quit the gym because he would punch too hard. Like, Coach would be like, go easy on him. And then Coach told me later on that was code for fuck him up, right? And shit, because, like, you can't say fuck him up because then they'll complain. People say go easy on him, and then you fuck him up. I told him to go easy on you. Maybe you should think twice before you get into trouble. Anyways, dude, Willie could punch. Willie, like, made me toss my cookies once or twice. Like, he gave me an uppercut right in the solar plexus, and, like, you think you're fine, and then, like, after the match, the adrenaline wears off, and you're like, when did I eat that? That's kind of what happens. Anyways, no, so I literally was just going to church, and I was going to boxing, I was going to my GED classes, and I was going to church, and that was it. Anyways, so yeah, so then I asked the bishop, and I was like, I didn't tell him. Gordon B. Hinckley told me to read everything. He said, don't stop at the Book of Mormon, keep reading it all the way through. So the bishop was like, don't read it all the way through, just reread the Book of Mormon. And I was like, that would just reinforce the like, again, I would play Magic the Gathering. So I was like, that would just reinforce the control mechanism you have on me if I reread the book. I'm gonna do what the higher ups told me to do and read the whole thing. And I started reading like the Doctrine and Covenants, and basically I'll give you a secret. The Doctrine and Covenants and the Pearl of Great Price is Joseph Smith seeing what he can get away with. Joseph Smith was like, holy shit, I formed my own church. They all believed that I'm a prophet, and sure in his own way he was. He was like, what else can I do? Super hot young fertile bitches. Emma's mad at me and she's being frigid today. God gave me a vision. He said, you should bear my children also. Oh my God, it's working. So then when he was killed for basically doing that way too many times and stealing people's money, there was a schism in the church. And they were like, okay, well, Emma ain't playing along anymore. Emma's staying right here and ain't going anywhere. That's why there's the Mormon, Reformed, whatever the church is. I've been to those temples also to like talk to them and whatnot. They don't know the big secrets. That's basically what it came down to. Brigham Young got the big secret, which is they weren't really going to California. Joseph Smith just said that because if he said we're all going to go to Utah in the middle of the fucking desert, no one would come along. He said we're going to go to the land bountiful in California where it's all sun and whatnot. So then Brigham Young, who knew the full secret, was like, okay, well, we're going to go find, not build, find the technology in the Mormon temple. That basically became TV because TV is a Mormon patented invention. Anyway, so TV was found at the Mormon temple. That's another big secret, okay? Allegedly, okay? So then what they did was they said, we need to form a control. We can't have people going around prophesying and doing all the bullshit Joseph Smith was doing because he took it too far. He made our shit hot. So Brigham Young toned it down a whole bunch, did all that shoulder to the wheel bullshit. He goes, look, we're not here to steal your money. We're here to do good old commerce and help you get to California while we search for the temple with the TV in it. Then the Mountain Meadows Massacre and all that bullshit probably was like the double dealing they have to do with all the secret combinations, with all the deep state shit. And then probably because they accused Brigham Young of selling out his own nephew, who was basically adopted or whatever the fuck it was, because he needed to clear up all of his dirty dealings, so he blamed it all on him. That's what they do. That's secret combinations. That's what the Book of Mormon is all about. It's either you sacrifice your underlings or your underlings sacrifice you. That's the Lamanites in the Book of Mormon. They're the Sith. The Nephites are the Jedi, and it swaps. That's all it is. It's a good versus evil. You just an auntie of silver, reform. You can make it up as you go. So if you haven't figured it out, my power, one of my superpowers, is I figured out a long time ago, like Joseph Smith. If you and again, not everything is made like that vision shit. That really happened. That wasn't me. I claim that as something that my mom did because she was going to the temple for me all the time. But no, there's been a lot of times where I'm just like winging it and it works out. And that's what Musashi would call mistakes work. Or, honor the gods and Buddhas, but don't rely on them and shit like that. Because Joseph Smith basically heard Emanuel Swedenborg's vision, rewrote it as his, formed a religion around it, gained a lot of power, smashed a lot of poon, took it a little bit too far, had to pass off the secret to Brigham Young, and the rest is history. That's why Brigham Young was trying to make his own language, his own music, his own everything, because he was trying to form, yes, as they're saying on Gaia, yes, the Atlantis, the new Atlantis is on America. Now, is that going to be America or Deseret? At that time, it wasn't yet to be decided, which is why Joseph Smith was trying to run for president also when he got killed or around that time. So what happened was, instead of Utah and America fighting over who was going to be the new Atlantis, they just joined forces, is essentially what happened. But no, the reason why all the Mormons, because I see you guys copying me, like the people who run Tenet Media are obsessed with me. I'll just leave it at that. They're literally obsessed with me. They all of these grifters, they literally have meetings about me, and they're like, how can we be more like Cyberpunk? You can let your balls hang low and you can get a fucking job, a real job, not begging for money job. Anyways, but the one or two of you all who don't, I'm doing this because I recognize the goodness of having a baseline of values, which would be the LDS church values. So some of these reporters are Mormon reporters, and they seem to be some of the ones who are towing the line a bit more than the other ones. The difference between where I'm coming from and where you're coming from is you're coming from a doctrine mentality of mainly from Brigham Young. So you are being raised to be good worker bees and not question anything. Whereas East Coast, if you look into the hidden secrets of Mormon shit, you'll see more of the Joseph Smith way of doing things, which was, if it works, it works. So I'm more of a Joseph Smith Mormon, if you want to call it that. You guys are more of a Brigham Young Mormon. That's really what it is. Have a good day.